Good evening. A very warm welcome to our webinar on active learning and metacognition in writing. We are thrilled to have you to join us today. I am Shweta Singh, working as product manager for Burlington English. Our esteemed speaker, Ms. Vasudha Neelmani, will share her valuable insights, expert knowledge, and best practices. I'll briefly introduce her. Dr. Vasudha Neelmani, co-founder Global Edu Leaders Forum, Principal Rockwoods International School, Udaipur, is a healer, meditation practitioner, and a tarot reader. Dr. Neelmani is a profound and illustrious educationist with over 27 years of experience, spanning across teaching, administration, mentoring, and advisory roles. A double master's in psychology and education, and a special educator by profession, Dr. Neelmani has worked towards bringing about a decisive change in the Indian education system and at par with global standards. With the motto of being a lifelong learner, she has also accomplished a certificate course in career coaching by Mindler and CDA USA. Dr. Neelmani was also awarded the Best Dynamic Educationist of the Year by the Media Federation of India for her outstanding services and exceptional contribution. The Global Education Summit facilitated her recently. She also has won Avantika Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award 2018 as one of the best 50 principals in India. She conducts sessions on mental and emotional well-being, meditation centers, and workshops on gratitude for all age groups. She is a regular blogger and writes regularly in the fields of education, technology, spirituality, life skills, and many other diverse topics. So let's begin the webinar. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Well, good evening, all the participants. And I'm replying to your chat box also. To add to what Ms. Shweta has just said, and thank you for the introduction. So I have been in the field of education now for almost now 32 years. And I have always felt that when we talk about education, when we talk about irrespective of the boards, irrespective of the curriculum we are following, so there are certain aspects in pedagogical aspects that are needed in today's times with today's learners, because today's learners, they are, whether we call them alpha generation, Gen Z, and they are very, very highly metacognitive. And to match up to their metacognitive skills is a task for all of us. So as I call myself kind of lifelong learner, so I keep myself updated with whatever is going around the world. And I focus a lot on the emotional intelligence of the students. And we all understand this is the time of artificial intelligence also. So, and being like Ms. Shweta mentioned, I started my career as a special educator and did my graduation, post-graduation, both in psychology and being a psychologist, counselor, completed my the PCC level life and leadership coaching also. So, and yesterday only I got my certification for the course of, I completed the course with ISB, that is leadership with AI, and which is very, very important. But you will agree with me that in today's time, more than artificial intelligence, it has to be a blend of human intelligence and emotional intelligence. So there have been lot of times where we have heard that our students don't feel like writing. Everybody, when I come across the set of parents, when I come across the set of teachers, they all say that, ma'am, everything is fine, but at the same point in time, we are not able to inculcate those skills in the students, and they don't want to write. They are able to explain whatever things are, they are able to um, evaluate, but when it comes to writing, they are uh, they show their displeasure in writing. Now there was a, if you remember, there was a saying that we cannot take the horse to the water and drink it. Understand, we, yes, we cannot do that, but at least we can ignite that thirst in the uh, horses, or we can ignite that thirst of learning in the students. So the process is a lot of worthwhile. So today, whatever I'm going to share with you, these are all my experiences as a teacher, my experiences as a student, you can say, my experiences as a teacher's trainer. So interestingly, being a special educator, I used to face lot many times. I used to face where students were very reluctant to write. Teachers were very reluctant to make them write. So I had to take out, or I had to deploy a lot of different strategies, innovate strategies to teach them. So in the times of today, so we will be talking today about how active learning and metacognition can transform writing classrooms into the spaces of exploration and confidence. Sorry. So let's begin. Can I have the next slide, please? So today we'll explore both uh, active learning as well as metacognition. So let's start with the concept of active learning. So active learning is something, it is the call. He was an educational psychologist. He spoke about the concept of he spoke about the concept of active learning. Excuse me, just a minute. Apologies. So, Kolb was an educational psychologist who gave this concept of active learning. And my dear teachers, understand that active learning is not about activity. Active learning is where students take the responsibility of their own learning. So, if you have heard about active learning in the past, or what is your understanding about active learning, I would request you to put it in the chat box, because I can see many people introducing themselves. So I would love to understand your perception on active learning. Okay, experiential learning, interactive class, engagement, student-led classroom, wonderful. Children are engaged and interacting, taking interest in their learning, involving students. Cognition is learning daily. Okay. Child-centric, thinking process triggered. Let's go back to the previous slide only, ma'am. Great, great. Amazing. Creative thinking, someone written. Thank you. Okay, now what happens is it is a process where four steps are there, like a student or a learner have a concrete experience of whatever he or she is trying to learn. So by doing and having an experience, now then he will go through a reflective observation where he is reviewing and reflecting on the experience. Then we have abstract conceptualization. He is concluding and learning from the experience. And in the end, it is active experimentation where he is planning and trying out new things, creating new things, what they have already learned. And you will have we will be doing an activity, we'll be doing an exercise where you will understand what I'm trying to say when it comes to the writing part in active learning. Next slide, please. So we have our learning intentions, right? We have our planning part. Then we have our learning intentions. Then, of course, we have the success criteria next. Then we have learning activities. What are the activities that has gone into it? Then we have the formative feedback. Then we have the improvement. And this is the learning cycle. If you want to click the picture of this or you want to keep it as a record, you can do that. Planning is very, very important. Then, what are your learning outcomes? What are your learning intentions? What is the success criteria for you? What are the learning activities you are going to take place? How is the formative feedback into the place? And what kind of improvement we are seeing in that? Next slide, please. Now, when we are talking about, if you want, you can keep your pen, pencil handy or things handy. So now what happens is that writing should not be confined to a kind of a dictatorial mindset to the parent, to the students that, sit down and write a paragraph. Okay. So what we are going to do today is, in our own ways, we will have a collaborative story writing. We talk about the real life role plays. We talk about the writing prompts based on images, videos, and field observations. So learning is not a spectacular sport or something. Now, can you, next slide, please? Okay. Now, try this with you. So this collaborative writing will foster creativity, peer interaction, and narrative skills, right? So what you can do is, we have close to 1,000 participants now. So of course, what we can do is, in your amongst yourself or in the chat box only. So what we can start doing is that any one of you, I mean, the pass the pen, you can do it in your classrooms, where in the groups of 4, 5, one student write one paragraph of the story, passing the document, and after 3 minutes, and we build on the previous narrative. It is very interesting activity, but genre twist we can try. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to ask any one of you to start with a mystery or a fantasy opener. Just write something. I will just pick up randomly. Just write in the chat box. Start with the mystery or fantasy opener. Not once upon a time, maybe, something related to fantasy, something related to, mystery. Okay, as I opened the gate, right? So our opener is, as I opened the gate, somebody has written, I was walking in the forest. The next person continued drama, sci-fi, and returned to original tone in the end. So what, I had a horrible dream. Once there was a jungle, dark, silent. When Rita opened the cupboard, yes, I forgot, I saw a tiger. I saw, suddenly today is the fantastic day. Somebody saw a UFO. Great. Okay. In your own, by your own self, uh, I give you 3 to 4 minutes. It's 4:16. By 4:20, try to create a 50 word short story with your, uh, with your prompts yourself, and then you can share those 50 word stories with Shweta ma'am. So just create, I'm giving you 5 minutes time. It's 4:17. I give you time till 4:22. Please create a 50 word short story with different kind of genres, or different kind of, I'm giving you just some prompts. I saw something in the shadow of the tree. Somebody had written that, on a night, at night, suddenly I heard the knock at the door. Anything. Just pick up and create 50 word story. It's 4:17. I give you time of 5 to 6 minutes. Please go ahead. And please share the stories with Shweta ma'am. Shweta ma'am, will we be able to show a couple of stories?
We will be able to, I'll just read it out.
Yeah, please do that.
I'll do that.
Because there are so many, either you copy paste the stories quickly.
Yes, that is what I'm doing now.
Yeah, please. Thank you. We have 3 minutes more. I think great. Time is up. Thank you for your responses. And Shweta ma'am, can you read out 3 or 4 stories, short stories, please? And we can share the screen now.
Yes, ma'am. So we have this from, and I'm so sorry I could not take the name for this. I was walking past the old oak tree when a strange shadow flickered across its bark. It wasn't a branch or bird, just a shape, quick and silent. I paused, staring. The shadow moved again, but nothing was there. Just leaves rustling, or maybe something watching, hiding in plain sight. And then we have from Ayanti Maira. It was a quiet evening, and I was walking through the forest trail when suddenly I heard a strange rustling sound behind me. My heart pounded. I turned slowly and saw a lost puppy tangled in the bushes. I freed it, smiled, and carried it home. Fear turned into joy instantly. True. And then we have this from Miss Anita Pereira. The sun was just beginning to set as Maya spotted the glint on the hilltop. Treasure, she gasped, heart racing. Grabbing her map, she dashed through the forest, branches whipping past. As at the ancient tree, she dug feverishly. Her fingers hit something solid metal. She had found it. Hurrah! She shouted, I'm rich.
Great. I think 1 or 2 more. And
Yes, ma'am. This is from Amarjeet Kaur. They were inseparable, traveling through imaginary lands and sharing whispered secrets. One rainy afternoon, while Lily's mother was busy, Lily left Barnaby on the porch, meant to be a secret for her dad to find. But a gust of wind swept the little bear away, carrying him across the garden and into the dense, overgrown weeds. Lily, engrossed in a book, didn't notice. Barnaby, no longer a treasured companion, felt a deep loneliness. When Lily's dad came home, he searched for her, but Banbi was gone. Lily, heartbroken, cried, but her father eventually found Banbi. Lily hugged him, and Banbi felt loved once again, remembering Lily's words, "You are my best friend." Such vivid imagination.
Amazing. So I think if we have the access to the chats, so you can, collate all the stories and we can do something with it.
Definitely, ma'am, we can do that.
So imagine, teachers, that I just gave you 5 minutes and a 50 word you were. So now if we start doing it in the classrooms with our children, wherein we are asking, we can make them, we have a very good numbers I was seeing, so I couldn't put you in the breakout rooms, but otherwise, when we are in the classrooms of 40 or 30 or 40 students, and we make 5 6 groups, and those groups start creating the stories of their own, and 250 word story, 300 words, so they will be and how you can start is that one of them can have the pictorial representation, one of them can write it, one of them can convert it into a comic strip, one of them, one group can convert it into a kind of a play or something. So they can be as creative as possible. And then each group discusses how their different styles shape the story. Now, here, when we see 3 stories, so one was about the puppy, one was just about some treasure hunt, one was about the being with the best friend. So you all wrote and created different kind of stories, and it was a collaborative story writing. Now I can give you one example. If we have students, teachers teaching little ones, the early years or grade 1 and 2, so it is very difficult for us to put a narrative writing story. So you know what, how you can start it, and it has, I'll give you 1 or 2 examples, and it has worked very well with me. So what I start doing is that uh, when it's the first day of the school, we do 2 activities. One is taking them around the school. They taking notes, or making a list of the things they have seen. Then they describe those things. When they come to the class, they talk about their classmates. So at one go, we are introducing the adjectives, we are introducing the verbs, we are introducing the nouns together. And what happens is they know the real application of the things. So, and when they are aware of the uh, a kind of a character sketch of anybody in the physical aspect, and in the how they are as a person nature wise, that aspect, those 2 aspects are met. And then if you ask them to give them a visual prompt, ask them to write a story, give them some pictorial prompt, give them a prompt from the video, and then they can start creating that story, and you can have their imaginations ignited. Next para, please. Next slide. Okay, now interesting part is we have done with the narrative writing. Now let's come with the formal writing skills, and with different aspects, emotional context, social context. So now suppose you have bought a defective gadget online, and you have to return that gadget, or you have to ask for a refund for that gadget or replace that gadget, and you have to write an email to a CEO. Gone are the days when we say that, write a formal letter, write an informal letter. So people now now talk on the emails. They write emails. So give them the scenario, give the students the scenario that is close to them. Then a defective gadget online can be dealt with students of 3, 4, 5. Now, there is a pothole near your school causing accidents. This is a little serious matter, serious concern that can be dealt with the middle school students. Then uh, so this is students can take roles of citizens, editors, customer service, and draft letters, emails, and editorials. So when you talk about, you can ask them to create a gazette, you can ask them to create a newspaper, you can ask them to see what's happening around them and click pictures and try to motivate them in that manner wherein their imagination is uh, ignited and they are understanding. Then show a photo like the one any one of you uploaded, a mysterious forest path, for instance. Who walks this path? What lies ahead? So you have written some stories, you have written this thing. Now, after a nature walk or school corridor observation, students write a descriptive paragraph or a journal entry entitled Through My Eyes Today. Now, uh, let's try to create, again, I will give you 5 to 7 minutes. Let's try to create few journal entries, few diary entries, and whatever, so today is a Saturday, it's 4:30 p.m. Whatever has happened in your day today, so just create again a 50-word journal entry, uh, and the title would be Through My Eyes Today. So again, 5 to 7 minutes. Shweta ma'am, again you have to collate what they are doing. So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, so 5 to 7 minutes, journal entry titled Through My Eyes Today, whatever you have experienced today, whatever you have seen today. Let's go ahead. I think 3 minutes more we can give. Great. Uh, Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Ms. Shweta, for again collating this diary journal entry. So, when we come to the metacognition, when we come to the reflection, we will be talking about this. So, keep these two writing pieces handy with you or ready with you, what you have written. Now, one interesting aspect also can be that you can play some video in the uh, background in the classroom with no sound. It should be a short silent video, and let your students write some internal monologue of the character or what they have understood about the video, their description, um, telling them about any story which we know, and how the ending could have been different. So again, for the little ones, you can pick up those old stories like uh, Goldilocks, or the cherry tree, or Matilda, and or Cinderella. I'm just giving you these examples and how you could change the ending of the story, or how you could, be a different character. So that can be done. Next slide, please. So that was about active learning, wherein we say that learning is at the center of the stage. Learning is very, very important. Uh, Active learning means it is not about activities. Active learning means that we are giving the students that experience, that exposure, where the children are writing the writing themselves. Children are involved in the so you can begin with asking the students to write a always write a kind of a diary entry every day, what they have done. They can explain about, what happened with them, which was the most greatest thing that happened with them. What are the things which they had not liked? What is their reflection about it? So keep that in mind. Now, again, I would request, I'm trying to make this webinar as interactive as possible. So, what do you understand by the term metacognition? So, can we go on the previous slide so that, yeah. So, what do you understand by the term metacognition, especially the metacognition in learning for learners as well as teachers? Metacognition for learners as well as teachers. And what do you understand by the term metacognition? To understand, be aware of the thoughts. Yes, Prerna, I really think that story writing can be helpful, but it should be to start with 5 to 7 lines and then you can build on it. Great. We can go to the metacognition slide now. Okay, now there is very important aspect, and I would like you to throw some light on this aspect and talk and share your views on this. What do you understand by one's thinking and learning and oneself as a thinker and learner? So metacognition is thinking about one person's thinking that you have rightly said. It is also about planning, monitoring, evaluating, assessing our performance. How we learn, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, that is also important. But it includes very important aspect which talks about critical awareness of one's thinking and learning, oneself as thinker and learner. What do you understand by both things? Okay, from the start of learning process. Okay. We will come to planning, monitoring, evaluator later on. So now what happens is that our thinking and learning might be different from how we think, how we consider ourselves as thinker and learner. So we need to be very sure and critically aware of our own thinking and learning as well as how we think and learn. So when we are talking about oneself as a thinker and learner, it means that we know about our strengths and weaknesses as a learner, as a thinker. Next slide, please. Okay. Metacognition is about becoming self-aware, knowing how we learn best. Our attitude to school, study, and world around is part of being metacognitively self-aware. Understanding how you respond to tasks, feedback, performance can be learned as a part of developing self-awareness. And metacognitive and mindset strategies can help making self-awareness. So now what I'm going to do is reflection is very, very important aspect in metacognition. So when we are talking about reflection in metacognition, what I want you to do is you have to keep in your mind, and if somebody wants, they can share also the muddiest point of you as a teacher. So, muddiest point is that, when we planned something that will happen in the great manner, but it did not happen. We failed. So, what was that muddiest point in your life as a teacher, as an English teacher, I would say? And then what strategies you made to improve on that? Please just share. What is the muddiest point in your life till now as a teacher, as an English teacher, and how you uh, came out of it? What did you learn from it? Or how did you strategize it? I think you have not understood. We not thinking and learning. We are asking you to share an incident wherein you are you that was the muddiest point in your life as a teacher. Initiative of classroom library didn't go as well, so next time I took out the time and started reading. Yes. Revise and retry. Okay. Interesting perspectives. I think we can collate this also.
Definitely, ma'am.
So, of course, you can have a differentiated learning in the classroom, and differentiated learning does not always mean that you are taking care of special needs. It is to cater to the both spectrum of learners. Thank you very much. Can we come to the next slide, please? So, most of you have written in the chat box. So, any task, any project or activity, we should approach in three steps. One is before, one is during, one is after the task or activity. And this routine should become well established in all the classes. Now, you can, if you want, you can write this down also. So now you have written two, uh, one was the story, one was your journal. So keeping those two writings in mind, you have already created that, and I'm assuming everyone has created that. So think about it, reflect when you were given this task to write. So though you were just given the span of 5 to 7 minutes only, what first thoughts came to your mind? So this will come in before. What was my goal and who am I writing for? Think about it. You wrote two pieces today. One was on one was a short story. The other one aspect was a diary entry. When you were writing these two, whom you were writing this form for, what was your goal and for whom you were writing this for? Okay. When you were doing the task, when you were writing the story, when you were writing uh, doing the diary entry, what was there in your mind? Were you on the track? Were you staying on the track? Were you clear with the instructions? So keep that. So no, please don't write it for me, not for the resource person. Writing is for ourselves. Writing for is for us when we want to teach the students to write. So it is for us. So I am giving you that experience of being an active learner so that you are able to replicate this in your classroom. A story according to a required genre, diary entry for myself, my thought and imagination. Okay. Am I staying on track? Am I clear? Okay, very good. To improve your language. The goal is to spark imagination, encourage observation, deeper emotional connections. Amazing. Ma'am, can you repeat what you asked for? Okay. So we are doing metacognition in writing. So I've asked for till now, uh, any project or activity should be approached in three simple steps: before, during, and after. So we are trying to cover the before aspect and during aspect, wherein the before means that, when I had given you or asked you to write a story or write a diary entry, what was going in your mind, whom you thought you were writing for, what was your goal for it, and in the during, were you staying on track? Uh, were you clear about the instructions? And last but not the least, what worked? What could have changed? What do you think? What worked? What could have changed? Next slide, please. So, what worked? What could have changed? Okay. What worked? What could have changed? Now, my request to you is, after every class, when you are doing a writing work, do this. We'll come in detail, but try to do this reflection exercise after every writing class. Now, very interesting metacognitive strategy is, we call it PEM strategy. We plan, we monitor, we evaluate. Plan means that whenever, whatever we are writing, we are planning to write, we plan about it. Maybe we create a simple spread diagram. Maybe we create uh, some pointers. Maybe we create a pictorial representation, and then we monitor. And then in the end, we evaluate. Next slide, please. So, metacognition in writing instruction, empowering learners to think about what is recursive. We have done that. What's my goal? Whom am I writing for? Am I staying on track? Am I clear? What worked? What would I change? Now, we introduce a pre-writing planning sheet. Okay. In that, what could be your purpose? What could be your purpose of your students? Do they want to inform? Do they want to persuade? Do they want to narrate? So, of course, if they want to inform, this would be a descriptive writing. If they want to persuade, that would be a persuasive writing. And of course, narrate is a story writing. So what we are going to do now is, I'm going to give you two scenarios wherein you would put yourself in your children's shoes, and you will kind of again prepare a small persuasive writing text for me. So we have done the stories, we have done a diary entry. Now we are writing a persuasive writing text wherein I'm giving you two scenarios, that one as a student uh, and other as a teacher. So as a student, as a child, you want to buy the latest iPad available, Apple iPad available. You have to persuade your parents in the manner wherein they allow you to buy that iPad. Now, it can be that they can say no. How you persuade your parents? Now, there are two types of persuasion. One is a negative persuasion, one is a positive persuasion. So you can try both. You can try one, you can try either. So the first aspect is, you will be writing, or you will be creating a persuasive text on, as a student, you want to buy a iPad, laptop, and you have to convince your parents. So that's one scenario. The other scenario is that uh, you are a grown-up adult in a school, and all of a sudden you have come to know that your summer vacations have been cut short, and your uh, the rejoining time, or uh, the summer vacation date time has been extended. So how are you going to convince your management to give you that holiday? Again, 5 to 7 minutes time, and you can just write it down and either share it here or share it with Shweta ma'am. So I'm giving you two choices. Pick up one for yourself. We will just take 5 to 7 minutes more before we wind up the session. Now, when you are using the pre-writing sheet, you will also write, who is my audience? Are you writing for your peers? Are you writing for the teachers? Are you writing for your seniors? And what kind of structure you are going to use? Can we go on the next slide, please? So this is very, very important aspect wherein when you are doing these activities, you can prepare a pause and check cards for your students, or pause and check cards. Ask the students to keep these pause and check cards wherein they now, when you are writing down, are you still addressing the main idea? Do you support your point with evidence? Now we are writing about two scenarios where the persuasive writing is there, where we are convincing our management for our holidays, or we are convincing our parents for the iPads. So are you supporting it with the evidence? And is my language clear and engaging? And then what is the strongest part of the piece? So now we have done 3 writing pieces since in past 1 hour. We wrote a story, we wrote a diary entry, we wrote our pre and post written. Now we are writing the persuasive writing. So what was the strongest part of the piece, and what might confuse your reader also? So keep this aspect. Okay, so somebody said you tried to confront your mom, dad. So that's a negative persuasion. So there is a positive persuasion, there is a negative persuasion. So choose what kind of a persuasion you want to use to convince your parents. Next. So now, this is for you. This is, I think we are at the end of the session. I used correct structure and tone for the task. My writing has a clear beginning, middle, and end. I edited for punctuation and grammar. There's a particular part where I uh, feel proud and confident about. And then you will color code your own writing skills. Uh, Red if you think that it's need review, yellow it needs small tweaking around, and green is confident and complete. So what we are going to, I think, Shweta, we are at the end of the session now.
Yes, ma'am, almost.
Almost. So, what I would request Burlington team also, let them uh, collate all the writing pieces that they have done, and we will be sharing these writing pieces to the readers. And you can, I mean, you don't need to share it with us, but when we are sharing those writing pieces with you, you can color code all the writings yourself. So it will give you a clear idea how can you use it in your classrooms. Next slide. I think this was the last one, if I'm not wrong. So pair active writing task with metacognitive reflections. What part of this task I enjoyed the most? Okay, a quick feedback from all of you. What in this complete 1 hour session, I will take 2-3 minutes more. What part you enjoyed the most? Where did you struggle? And what would you want to do something differently?
So they are writing, they enjoyed the writing session most. The
Yes,
write, the diary entry, story
diary and
writing,
story writing. Yeah.
writing the paragraphs, persuasive writing.
Okay, great. I think we are at the end of the session. Thank you so much for being the wonderful audience. And I would be very happy if you guys implement these strategies in your classroom. And then, you are able to ignite those writing skills in the students. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable insights and your time. And to all the attendees, thank you for participating and engaging in today's discussion. A very good evening to everyone.
Thank you.